Hate crimes and gender disparities, violence against refugees. Dancygier et al. Studied the issue of the manifestation of hate crime concerning refugees based on their demographic characteristics. The study's main objective was to determine the extent to which male competition affects the perception of refugees among the male population. The desire to highlight this aspect is that the number of contradictions regarding the migration gap in Europe has been growing in recent years. Thus, the authors of this article seek to identify the main reasons for such a negative relationship between men. To be able to overcome the contradictions arising in society, Dancygier et al. Attempted to find the primary source and cause of the emergence of hate crimes against refugees. The main predictions of this study were that men show violence toward migrants based on the apparent competition for women. In addition, the article notes and demonstrates the correlation that the most significant probability of this type of crime occurring is in places where there is a gender disparity. Consequently, the persistence of men in a particular territory, where the percentage of the fact that they can find a woman is high, leads to the fact that conflicts arise on this ground concerning refugees, who are perceived as competitive. Within the framework of this study, various research methods are used, which are mainly manifested in the form of an analysis of interviews and sociological surveys. As noted in the study, such an approach reduces the likelihood of false information since different types of data collection are used, anonymous and open. Therefore, the empirical analysis used in this study allows us to draw more reliable conclusions based on many different types of data. The disadvantage may be the fact that in the surveys and interviews used, men were asked the question concerning only one specific area of the problem. It would also be necessary to study other reasons the hate crime manifests itself. Integration of the world community, fundamental economic and political transformations, and other factors have changed people's vital interests in different countries. That is why a specific part of the population was forced to emigrate abroad. Based on the growing integration of society, problems arise that manifest themselves concerning refugees. As described in the analyzed article, migrants are often forced to face the problem of violence since, in some places, they are perceived as competitors. The main PLO is to study the integration of refugees into society. In particular, it is necessary to determine in what ways it is possible to achieve a more positive and satisfactory result for both parties. Many aspects of laws and policies do not sufficiently delve into the essence of contradictions arising in society and tend to ignore them. However, it is essential to consider the interests of native residents, which also affect how refugees are perceived in society. The globalization of the world economy and the joint fight against crime requires solving the problems of harmonization of domestic and foreign legislation. Answering the question, it should be noted that in the future I plan to study issues related to the integration of refugees into society. It is necessary to study the aspirations and goals they pursue in the new country. In addition, it is essential to pay attention to legislation and various socio-political projects that are being implemented in this area.